Okay, it's time to rise and shine. Okay, okay, all right. We're here. We're here. And we just talking at the moment. Just to wake everybody up, get your gray matter going. You know, it's time to rise and shine. Like the song says, get up. You're still living, still alive. Let's get busy. All right, then. Come on now. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. First of all, though, let me tell you what the weather is outside. Right, it's kind of warm already. It's 79 degrees outside already. So you know it's gonna be a little warm today. It's gonna get a little warm, but that's okay. You know, better warm than nothing at all. Okay? I don't think God can please us with whatever the weather is. If it's hot, we complain. If it's cold, we complain. If it's raining, we complain. If it's dry, we complain. So we complain all the time. Okay, so yeah. So what is your complaint this morning? Ooh, interesting things happened down at the sanitation department yesterday. Mr. Popo showed up down there searching for something. I don't know what they were searching for. But come on now, are we gonna mess with the sanitation people? Come on. Hey, I know the mayor had something to do with that because he's the man. So he must have known something that we don't know. We talk about that a little later on. But again, as you rise and shine this morning, it's 76 degrees outside in the capital city. I said 79, but it's 76 degrees. I look like a 9 anyway. The weather for the day, sun and clouds, mixed high, 93 degrees, winds are light and variable. On tonight, a little bit more of the same, 6% chance of rain, some clouds, stuff like that. On tomorrow, pretty much a repeat of today, 15% chance of rain on tomorrow, but other than that, we're good. It's a 24% chance of some showers here and there in Montgomery. The pollen is moderate. The air quality is moderate, and the UV index is high. I expect that because that's I expect that because that's like the sun's out. And when the sun's out, the UV index is high, unless you're somewhere on the moon somewhere, and then you probably don't get any UV index. But does the sun actually shine on the moon? Or does the moon shine on the sun? I don't know which one that works out. I was asleep during that class at school. Anyway, good morning to you. It is time to rise and shine. First of all, let me say thank you, Lord, for another day above ground. And the ground's not above us. Okay? That's what you ought to say every morning. When that's up, it's our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective. I'll give you a new one. But either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. A word from on high, and we're gonna go over what the week has taught us and the things that happened this week. Still don't know what's gonna happen to that District 3 thing. Is Marche gonna still be there? Listen, if Marche is there, don't bother me. Okay, don't bother me. If she gone, oh yeah, I want to put my foot in the pool, baby. Councilman Elkin. Oh, that sounds so good. We'll be back right after our daily bread, okay? Right after this.
Thank you, Lord, for the laughter and tears, for the strength you give in all my fears.
Hello there. It's time again to listen to today's Our Daily Bread devotional. Today's reading was written by Tim Gustafson, and it's titled God Stuff. Most of Mike's co-workers knew little about Christianity, nor did they seem to care, but they knew he cared. One day near the Easter season, someone casually mentioned that they'd heard that Easter had something to do with Passover and wondered what the connection was. "Hey, Mike," he said, "you know about this God stuff. What's Passover?" So Mike explained how God brought the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. He told them about the 10 plagues, including the death of the firstborn in every household. He explained how the death angel passed over the houses whose doorframes were covered by the blood of a sacrificed lamb. Then he shared how Jesus was later crucified at the Passover season as the once and for all sacrificial lamb. Suddenly Mike realized, hey, I'm witnessing. Peter, the disciple, gave advice to a church in a culture that didn't know about God. He said in 1 Peter chapter 3, always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. Because Mike had been open about his faith, he got the chance to share that faith naturally, and he could do so with gentleness and respect. We can too. With the help of God's Holy Spirit, we can explain in simple terms what matters most in life. That's stuff about God. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from 1 Peter, chapter 3, verses 13 through 18. Who is going to harm you if you are eager to do good? But even if you should suffer for what is right, you are blessed. Do not fear their threats. Do not be frightened. But in your hearts, revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect, keeping a clear conscience, so that those who speak maliciously against your good behavior in Christ may be ashamed of their slander. For it is better, if it is God's will, to suffer for doing good than for doing evil. For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, to bring you to God. He was put to death in the body, but made alive in the Spirit. Let's pray. Father, help us to talk about you freely with others who don't yet know you. And even today, we ask that you would lay someone on our heart that needs to know you, and that you would give us the courage to approach them with the good news of your love and your forgiveness. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
And good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. If you're hearing that song, that means it's good. Good news. United States Coast Guard. No, I don't think so. Do something. But I can't figure out why we need a Coast Guard with the Navy. I don't know. course, never forget the jarhead, the United States. Hoorah! Okay, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Where the camera? Where the camera? People want to see my smile. Okay, listen. I gotta before we get to anything serious. I do have a question this morning. I got a question every morning, but this morning's question is one that is well. I want to verify something as a fraud. Okay. Has anybody actually got any insurance for their car for $39 a month? I've been looking for it. I can't find it. On every website you go to, on every commercial, every advertisement that comes across the internet now, get insurance for 29, 39, $40 a month. I mean, has anybody got full coverage insurance for their car for that little bit of money? Okay, I just want to know because maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see it. I mean, if it is out there, somebody please show it to me. Okay, because not that I don't like my insurance company, but if I can get the same coverage for $39 a month, yeah, that's what I'm headed to. Okay, I'm just saying. And then they got all these commercials that, hey, you don't have to get all your information. And one guy said insurance companies are not allowed to ask your age, to ask what side of town you live on, what your credit score is. They keep telling me, well, how come every time you go put in for these things, they ask you for your credit score, they ask you how old you are and all that stuff. Now, if that's illegal to do, so somebody lying. That's why you really can't believe things on the internet. Okay, you just can't. And at first, so I'm gonna have to call the White House and ask Tuberville or somebody. We need a law that says you cannot put things on the internet that you know are a lie. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to call Tuberville's office this morning, and please tell them that please stop. Let's make some laws. Okay, stop making dumb laws. Let's make this one. Because I keep looking for $39 insurance a month, and I haven't found it yet. But every time I turn on the TV or every time I turn on, it's cheap. I mean, has anybody out there gotten any? Okay, that's all I want to know. Is anybody out there you can't even get, what's that insurance that they got two kinds of insurance. They got two cover everything, and one only covers the other person if you hit them. Either one. I don't think you can get that for $39. So is there anybody out there that actually has gotten, all right, insurance for their car for $39 a month? Because if you have, I want to know about it. Okay, I do. I want to know where I can get some of that. I'm going to Progressive. Yeah, I know it's a fraud. I know it's a fraud. I know. That's why I'm sticking with State Farm because they may be high as hell, but I got to tell you, they will pay. But the problem is, as you get older, you get on these limited incomes, and it's kind of hard to pay. Do we have? Is there anybody specializing in old folks insurance for the car? Limited income insurance. I mean, because it's getting tough to drive these days. With the insurance going up, everything going up, and just for the sake of it, I mean, just for the clarification of it all. Our agents don't make the insurance prices. I know that. I mean, Willie or Sam Carnes used to be my agent. I mean, these guys are not responsible for the cost of it. Now they got to make a living. I mean, you got to make a living. I mean, they got to because they got to pay the things when things happen. You know what I'm saying? They got and the only way to do that is you got to have some money in the bank. to insure all these people. So I'm not blaming them, but I am blaming. I heard COVID. I was talking to one insurance agent the other day, and he was talking about COVID. I said, man, COVID been gone for 6 years almost. I mean, 5 years at least. I mean, why are we still blaming COVID? Okay. Then COVID, they blame COVID for eggs going up. What, the chickens go on strike? I mean, I don't get it, But anyway, so if anybody does find insurance for their car for $39 a month, please let me know. Old folks, high risk, like teenagers. Well, listen, I think older people would be like me. I don't speed. I go real slow. I listen to Luther Vandross, Barry Manilow, ABBA, and nice music. See, it depends on the type of music you listen to will determine the possibility, okay, the possibility of having an accident. Now, young people who listen to rap, there's a good chance they are going to have an accident. Yeah, because they're crazy. Okay, and the music they listen to is crazy. But you don't get accidents playing Luther Vandross, okay, or Nat King Cole, or Natalie Cole, Barry, okay, ABBA, Temptation. You don't get accidents by listening to that kind of music when you drive, or talk radio. Okay, talk radio may be a little dangerous sometimes because somebody will say something that just absolutely ticks you off. Diminished capacity. Well, okay, if my capacity was that diminished, would I know how to drive? I mean, if I was having diminished capacity, then why would I even think about driving? Unless it becomes a instinct after a certain while, did you just instinctively go get in your car? Time to go. I don't know. How many cases? I don't know. Now, if you're mentally ill, I can understand why your insurance is up because you may do some crazy stuff. I'm with you. Okay, diminished capacity. I don't know. I don't know about that. My capacity is not diminished yet. I don't think so. If it is, somebody let me know. Rates of insurance are going up because of tariffs. Well, we wouldn't have to have tariffs if we made our own goods, products, and do our own goods and services in America, rather than letting these companies in America, like Apple, go overseas. You see, we wouldn't have to put on tariffs for people. You know what I'm saying? So there's two things that needs to happen, and I hope Trump gets it done. I don't know if it will, but I hope. Two things need to happen. We need to tell people on the internet, we need to be able to sue people on the internet who lie to us. Blatant lies. Like $39 insurance. Really? I can until I see one, okay, there won't be none. Okay. And so we need to be able to sue people on the internet, and no company in America should be able to move from this country, go to another country, sends the junk back here that they make over there that started here, and they charge us more for it. And one of the things, I don't know why, with all these American kids who love tennis shoes, I can't tell you why we can't make a tennis shoe in America. Because we want cheap labor and high volume profit. Okay? But really, those shoes cost about $10 to $15 to make. And we bring them over here and stamp Jordan's name on them, or whoever's name on it, LeBron or whoever's name on them, and we charge $300, $400, $500, $600. I saw a pair of tennis shoes on the internet on eBay, $1,500. Is there any tennis shoe ever been made in the whole world? Okay. Well, listen, my friend. If you didn't let these companies go overseas and do their products and send them back here, you wouldn't have to worry about tariffs, because we would be a self supporting nation. We wouldn't need it. But because we allow these people to go overseas, especially Apple, that just really ticks me off. And bring them back over here. They pay these. The labor situation in China is so tough. in some of these factories. They have to put suicide nets in these places because people sometimes jump off places and kill themselves because they work the hell out of them. And they send that stuff back over here as if they made it in Michigan or in Alabama. Okay? No. Capitalism and free trade. Nothing. Listen, capitalism gives us the opportunity to be an entrepreneur, come up with a great. There's nothing wrong with capitalism or free trade, but it's not free trade when the people who make the product decides how much of the product that you get, and then when the inventory gets low, they take that cost of the product up because they are the ones who's responsible for the inventory. So, hey, cheap, okay. And guess what? Guess what? Donald Trump made his ties in China because the people we got there before him allowed these companies to leave America and go to China rather than charge the hell out like that idiot and the mayor of New York right now, ma'am dummy is what they all call them. So we're just gonna keep raising taxes on the rich, rich don't pay taxes. Somebody else is going to pay the taxes. Okay, they're just gonna pass the taxes on to the poor people. Okay, that's exactly what they're going to do. You know what? I got to put my my phone on here. Right? Oh, and here's a new rule for calls. Okay, here's a new rule for calls because we can't just have this like a one man show. You know, we're gonna have one call. I'll give you all the time you need, but you only gonna get one call per hour. Okay, that's the way this is gonna roll because I want to hear something from somebody else every once in a while. Every once in a while, we want to hear somebody else. Okay. We love you. We still love you, though. We do. But we don't want to hear you all the time. Okay. So let's not blame Trump for everything. Okay. Not everything. Donald Trump's not responsible for everything. These things that have been enforced before Donald Trump got there. So let's not blame Donald for everything. Okay. What's up, Don?
Hey, on your new rule, you're gonna let the ambulance chasers talk for 45 minutes?
Listen, I'll let you talk for a good while if you're saying something interesting.
Well, I won't say something interesting, but you had the ambulance chaser on the end of the show.
But he was giving us legal. He was giving us free legal advice.
Yeah, and it's all crap too.
Well, I don't know. I'm not
he
a lawyer.
kept saying that the attorney general let Cody Smith out of prison, right?
I don't know. Is that what he said?
He said it 3 times.
Oh, okay.
How does the attorney general let someone out of prison?
Well, now that I don't know because I'm not a lawyer.
Because the ambulance chaser is a liar. The Alabama Supreme Court let Cody out of prison.
Oh, okay.
And the attorney general elected not to retry him. Let's see how consistent you are. You brought up the guy that murdered the 3 people in Birmingham, and he got a new case, and you said he should get paid for the time in prison.
Again, yeah,
I got just a simple question.
Yeah, I believe he should.
You think he should be paid? Are you consistent with that?
If he was innocent,
there's nothing that said he was innocent.
Well, he got let out of jail for some reason.
Okay, all right. Let's see how consistent you want to pay him, right? Cody Smith was let out of prison for the same reason the other guy was.
Listen, I don't even think
a pathetic lawyer.
Well,
the guy in Birmingham was let out because his lawyer was crummy, not anything else. Mm-hmm. He actually had people one guy shot in the head testified against him. But I want you to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets money, then Cody Smith gets money, right?
Well, listen, I think, and this.
No, don't just listen. Are you consistent?
Yeah, I am consistent. If
so, you want Cody Smith to get money, right?
Well, I don't know if we give people money.
Well, they both got out of prison because they had shitty lawyers.
Well, let's get to Cody. Cody Smith. Okay, I don't know the young. From all the things that
I don't know him either, but I'm just telling you, they were both let out of prison by the Supreme Courts
If
for the
in
same
fact,
reason.
here's
They
my
had
thing.
crummy
Right.
lawyers.
Well, here I'll say
The
this. one.
guy in Birmingham wasn't proven innocent. He was allowed to have another trial.
Okay. Well,
And
here's
they
my
didn't
thing.
choose to try him.
If
Just like the Attorney General chose not to retry Smith. There's no guarantee he would have got a conviction on Smith.
well, that's true.
But the little lying ambulance chaser keeps saying the district attorney let him out. That's a lie, little ambulance chaser. The Supreme Court of Alabama let Cody Smith out.
Okay. And again, if we find
But be consistent. Both of them ought to get money,
well, I
right?
think if we find that they were done wrong in any manner,
Well, which one has been found to be done wrong?
well, they don't. I mean, they don't not try you again.
Who?
If they got the evidence, do they?
You do when you're 30-something years and the guy that you shot in the head is dead.
And
Who's going to testify on his behalf?
well, that's true. Again, though, then that means that their case wasn't as
No, it ain't. No, it don't
concrete
mean
as
that.
they
Almost
thought.
all of them that spent a lot of time in jail, they don't retry them.
And another guy the other day got out after 39 years.
Who?
Some black guy, some up in North Alabama, someplace. He was in there for 39 years. They
Who?
let him out. Well, I don't know his name. I didn't.
They did. And what did they let him out for?
Well, that I don't know. But I know if they let you out, that means something was wrong.
No, it don't. They don't. I don't even know if they let you out. They give you a retrial,
Well, I'll
but
look
they
into
don't.
that.
You know, they don't say you were innocent. So
Well-
you keep confusing that, but you don't confuse it with Cody Smith. Why is that?
Well, listen. I think
Cody Smith was let. The Supreme Court put him out of prison. Said he needed a new trial. The guy that murdered 3 people in Birmingham, the court put him out because he needed a new trial. In neither case did they say he was innocent.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So the
again,
little ambulance chase, I wish he would call in and tell me how the district attorney let the guy out.
mm,
I thought he was a lawyer.
okay. Well, would you agree? And again, you probably won't. But if they let you out of jail, something was done wrong.
No.
Really?
Oh, I
Bad
believe that they
attorney.
found a
Bad
reason.
attorney is that's
They,
something wrong.
they didn't let you out of jail. They gave you a new trial.
And if they choose not to retry you, then what is that?
Okay, then that's what happened to Cody Smith. He was let out by the Supreme Court. Are you saying the same thing for Cody Smith?
Again, listen. I thought.
Are you saying the same thing for Cody
Let
Smith?
me answer
You
the
want the
question.
other guy to be paid. Do you want Cody Smith to
Let,
be
let-
paid?
let me answer. It is one thing absolutely sure that we do know in the Cody Smith thing is that Cody Smith did shoot the guy. Now the purpose.
Yeah.
What?
How do we know he shot the guy?
Well, he admitted it. I mean, it was his gun. That's ballistic. But again, I
But
think,
why did the Supreme Court of Alabama let the guy out?
well, because I think Cody Smith got real.
No, he let him out because that crummy little lawyer you have up there every once in a while did such a crappy job.
Well, he wasn't Cody Smith's attorney.
He was too.
You talking about Mickey?
Yes,
Well, I don't know if that was the case or not, but
it is the case.
okay. Well, I'll get him on. We'll talk about that. But
And both of them were let out for the same reason. The guy in Birmingham, his lawyer was crappy, they said, and deserved another trial. Cody Smith was let out for the same reason.
I think the
And
standard.
the Attorney General, the little lying ambulance chaser, didn't let him out.
Mm,
He don't have that authority.
mm.
He only has authority to whether or not he's going to retry him.
Okay. Well, I
And
think.
he doesn't have no guarantee he's going to convict him.
Well, that's true. In the Cody Smith thing, I think Cody got caught up in the political winds of the time. I think he got kind of railroaded.
Cody got caught up with a drug guy that was out at 3:00 in the morning, and the blacks were screaming they wanted somebody to stop the cars being
Well,
broken in.
that's true.
And they sent one guy out there in a patrol car,
Yeah.
and it got into trouble.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I think he got kind of screwed, glued, and tattooed. His sergeant
Because
told
the
them,
blacks complained that their cars were getting
right,
broken in.
and
They
that's why
wanted
he
to
was out there
stop.
stopping people.
So you had a low-level drug guy.
Well, I don't know if the guy was a drug guy or not, but I just
He
know
was.
that it turned out
was.
bad.
He was a drug guy.
Well, I don't know if it was a drug guy. Now you don't know that either.
He was.
Okay. Oh, you knew him personally?
I know people that know him personally.
Oh,
They actually did toxicology.
okay.
What
Well,
did toxicology say?
okay. Well, I'm not gonna
What
be
did the toxicology
well. I'm not
say?
going to. I'm not going to.
You're not gonna get in the facts, are you?
being on drugs, having the use of drugs.
All right, I've enjoyed as much of this as I can stand.
I get it. Hey, me too. I'm good. I'm glad we reached agreement at the same time. I think Cody got caught up in a political whirlwind that took everything with it. From what I knew about him, he was a pretty good guy. Um, Nothing good is going to happen when the police stop you and you resist. There's nothing good's going to happen out of that deal. Okay. Do we have constitutional rights to do things? Well, there's a thing called a Terry stop, and I think people, police can stop you, if they have reason to believe that a crime is being committed. And in this area where Mr. Smith, where Officer Smith, they were told by their sergeant there were people in the community over there complaining that somebody was breaking into their cars. And Cody by himself was over there checking people to make sure that time of morning people were not out breaking in people's cars. I thought the stop was a reasonable stop given the circumstances and the complaints of the constituency or the people who live in the community. Okay, I wasn't there. The only two people who absolutely know what happened is Mr. Smith and Mr. What's that guy's name? Gunn. That's the only two people who actually know what happened, unless somebody's got a video someplace out there in one of the communities. They don't know. But I do think he got caught up in the whirlwind of political correctness at that particular time. George Floyd and all these other things going on. The guy happened, was it in Missouri or Illinois or Missouri? Somewhere? I mean, all of that. It was the perfect storm, which what happened to him. I think the guy was out there doing his job. And people didn't want to, the guy didn't want to respond the way he wanted to, and one thing led to another. But there's no doubt in my mind that young man did not go out that day looking for somebody to have a confrontation, a lethal confrontation with. Okay? Not from what I know, and from people who know him have talked to me about him. I just don't. But we have a tendency down south here to make everything about race. Yeah, everything about race, and even the people in Ozark, wherever he was tried, I believe that they, because around that time we were taking we were taking people were rioting and doing all kinds of things, and I do believe that even they were under some political pressure to find that officer guilty. I do believe they were. Okay, it was a tragic thing. It's a tragic thing that happened. Okay, should have never happened. But what really amazes me in this city and in this state, what really amazes me, and I'm gonna keep talking about it until somebody do something about it. Mr. Whitehurst in 1975, wasn't that long ago, 50 years ago, gets killed by the police, shot in the back, and no one goes to jail for that. They didn't give the family one dime. Took them 38 years to go out to the man's house and tell Florence that they killed her husband. 38 years. And if it were not for Kevin Murphy, the deputy sheriff of the county of Montgomery right now, had he not gone out there, nobody would have went out there. So it is an amazing thing to me that certain people deserve respect and certain people don't. That family, the Montgomery police took a man's life 50 years ago, shot him in the back, and to make matters worse, went to the police department, grabbed the gun, brought it back to the scene, laid it beside him as if he had a gun on him. No one has ever. And then Mr. What's his name, the attorney guy, and this is strictly my own speculation, took it to federal court as a violation of civil rights of uh, Mr. Whitehurst. Well, you know the judge told him. You know the judge told. Wait, you know what the judge told said about the case? Well, you basically you're in the wrong place because dead people don't have civil rights. Because when they laid the gun down beside Mr. Whitehurst, he had expired already. So according to the judge, it's cruel. I understand the clinical analysis of it. I understand that part, but what a cruel thing to say to somebody. Had just had their husbands and their dads taken from them. Dead people don't have civil rights. The city of Montgomery owes that family. They do. And from Bobby Bright, Emory Farmer, Todd Strange, who I like, me and Todd, good friend, and with the current mayor. Nobody wants to hold Montgomery responsible for what they did to that man. So his kids are all grown up now. They're doing their own thing now. But you know how much easier life would have been. At least we hope life would have been a lot easier. He was working at Alabama State, and the lady from I'm gonna try to do a whole roundtable discussion on this one of these days, because the lady Myra McPherson, she was a reporter for the Washington Times or the New York Post, one of those big papers, and she said, and you can look it up, Alabama's Watergate. Look it up and you'll find the story, okay? And how we can sit in this city knowing what happened to that man so long ago, and their family got nothing. They murdered her husband. Not the police. I'm not saying the police department, the people at the police department at that time. And Montgomery is still a chartered city in Alabama. And Alabama is still responsible for what they did to that woman's husband. Okay, I didn't know Mr. Whitehurst. I know his kids though. I'm a couple of years older than they are, and so I'm trying to figure out who decides who's a priority or not in this world of ours. Who decides? Isn't every life as important as another? Okay. But anyway, that's just something else. And that's why we ain't done with that. So and it'll keep coming back. It'll keep coming back until somebody in this city says, you know what? We need to make that. You'll never make them whole. Never. Okay. You'll never make that family whole. That's what irks me sometimes about these police stories and all this stuff. It irks me that everybody knows what happened. Everybody knows what happened. Why is it that I know a guy named Robinson was the mayor. The police chief was a guy named Swindle or something like that. I mean, he left. The reason Emory Farmer became the mayor of the city of Montgomery, because he was on the city council. He came mayor because he was the president of the city council at that particular time, and he took over the job for Mayor Robinson. Okay, I think he resigned. The police chief, I think, resigned, but that didn't bring the life. That didn't satisfy. That didn't undo what had been done. You shoot a guy in the back and you put a fake gun down beside him as if he had a gun. That's why you shot him. And all the big wigs in this city, Attorney Hubbard was with Baron Coleman, went when he was at House of Representatives. That's probably why he got out, why they put him out almost. He went on the House and made notation of that incident, because until that time, it was like he was just another black man gone, like a roach, like a rat, like something insignificant. And what I don't quite understand is how is it that all this pro-black crap that goes on in this city, black this, black that, white, none of them have the balls to initiate some sort of a relief for that family. A absolutely uncategorically admission of fault at that time by Montgomery Police Department. They haven't done it. It's been 50 years. 1975. I'm getting on an airplane in the winter in December 1975 to head to Fort Dix, New Jersey. Right, I was scared as hell too. And 17. And guess what? Another man in Montgomery, Alabama, is being shot down in the streets, and it took 38 years. 38 years before anybody went to their house and said, "We are sorry for what happened." 38 years. I'm doing. I know. I get tired of. I know y'all tired of me bringing it up, but I know everybody's tired of me bringing it up. But this is not going to go away until somebody admits publicly that this city was wrong. Simply days.
Morning, Mayor. The Whitehurst case has passed through how many mayors' hands?
A bunch of them. And they won't deal with it. They just won't deal with it. Emory didn't deal with it. Bobby won't deal with it. Todd didn't deal with it. I don't believe that Stephen wants to deal with it. Why doesn't anybody want to deal with it?
Well, there's the question, and that's what, and of course, as far as criminal and everything, the statute of limitations, but civilly, and of course, is there?
But they murdered him, though. I thought there was no statute of limitations on murder. Well, nobody got charged with murder, but they murdered him. They shot him in the back and laid the gun down. That's murder.
Yeah, but we're talking. I mean, I sat in a room with the district attorney, and he handed the boxes out when I was at the DA's office, and said, "We're going to reopen this. We've gotten some new information," and turned out the new information from a person that wasn't even there. So you run into problems, and then you run into problems with the witnesses and people that died and all that stuff. But that's on the criminal side, and could a civil lawsuit have been brought and all that stuff. But what you're talking about is the city of Montgomery acknowledging the wrong, and then who picks the number?
Well, I don't know who picks the number, but yeah, there's a number out there that won't be satisfactory, but it will show respect for that man and his family. And
how is that money divided among his heirs?
Well, that's between them. It's just, that's between them.
I mean, it's just like that case over in Texas that, they raised all this money, and how much of that money went to his attorneys, and how much of that money is going to go to the appeals process, or how much is that money going to go to family members to buy cars and stuff? There would have to be someone, just like in when the feds take over a city's police department, there would have to be an intervener, someone that would distribute that money evenly and fairly, because there's no will, there's no who's the last heir, who's more deserving. So, there's a lot of questions to it.
Right, but it could have been put in a trust or something until that all got figured. The fact of the matter is that the city of Montgomery, not the people right now, but the people right now it's part of the legacy of the city that somebody can say something. We can. I mean, man, do you know what that's like? We raise hell now if the police hit you with a billy club too hard, but they killed that man. They killed him. And to make matters worse, they're going to get a fake gun and put down. And then to make matters worse, the judge that tells the lawyer, what's his name? What's the guy's name? He's on the internet all the time. That dead people have no rights. Well, clinically, I guess that's right. I mean, Man, what a thing to say to somebody.
Well, I mean, reality is painful though. It's just like I was involved in a case where the lady died. You know, her son beat her, put her in intensive care, and then we had him charged with attempted murder. And then she goes home, gets out, and has a heart attack. And the doctor wouldn't say that the heart attack was the direct cause of the beating, so couldn't charge him.
Well,
so yeah, it couldn't charge him with murder but I mean, so many mayors, so many city councils, this has passed through the hands of
a bunch of them, and I can't figure out why nobody. And I got here in '91, so it wasn't 50 years by then. It was just seemed like to me, why is it that everybody in this city is scared to deal with this? I just don't understand. What happened a long time ago? Well, guess what? I came to Alabama, got a ticket before I went to Germany at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Guess what happened when I went down there to get my license? That's 30 years ago. You know what? They told me you better pay for that ticket at Fort Bragg before we give you anything. Because I was Fayetteville, North Carolina. I said, really? That's 30-some years ago. Said, sorry about that, but you're not going to get a license in Alabama until you take care of this ticket. I said, really? I was overseas and everywhere. I can't remember that ticket. Well, they didn't. Guess what? I had to pay $3,000.
Well, I guess they didn't have what did the mayor do? I guess he didn't have a where they washed away all the tickets.
Yeah. Well, because every day I remember Clinton and then went in, and there's this combat, which I understand it. If you get it, you don't want people running from one state to another, to one state to get a driver's license in each state because you screw it up. I mean, I understand that, but my Lord, if you're overseas and you're in the military, it would seem to me that ought to be an excuse enough not to have to understand that they forgot the ticket. And make me
seems like you'd get a break. Seems like you'd get a break defending the country,
especially since I am an alumnus of the most historic military unit in the history of America, and that's the 82nd Airborne. I mean, you think you give a brother some break there, but no, I didn't get no break. I got it broke off in me. But I didn't get the break.
Hey, talking about the Whitehurst case,
yes.
My personal opinion is that, and it may be totally wrong, but they just don't want to open Pandora's box.
And that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. And here's my problem. And here's what I told the mayor and Bobby and everybody. Listen, if there are more people out there that were treated this way, we need to open the box. We need to open that box, because this is like she said, it's like a cloud that's going to stay on Montgomery as long as I live. Now, when I'm gone, maybe nobody else will say nothing else about it, and it'll go. But sooner or later, it'll come back, because history has a strange thing of never going anyplace.
Well, it repeats itself, but that's probably what they're anticipating, or what they're wanting to happen, is that all the people that remember it, all the people that have any knowledge about it, will die and go away, and then it will just drift off into, and it won't be spoke of again. But hey, yes, changing gears. Yesterday, the good preacher said that the case in Texas wasn't on a level playing field. He's absolutely right.
Right, that's what they're saying.
That he's absolutely right. One person had a knife, and the other person didn't.
Didn't have anything.
And I responded to many a fisticuff, many a fight as a street professor. And usually when somebody introduces a knife or a gun between two guys, it's usually because one of them doesn't have enough juice in the tank to defeat the other one. So they got to pull out the old knife or gun as the equalizer. So, maybe if he hadn't pulled out the old knife and just fought him fist to fist, he wouldn't be in that situation. But Mayor, in closing, can you tell me the last murder case in Montgomery?
Well, we had somebody get killed last night.
But do you know the names? No, I'm not talking about somebody got the last trial, the last murder trial in Montgomery.
No, I can't. There's been so many, brother. I no.
No, you can't. I can't either. But we can tell you about the names in this one, can't we?
Yeah, we can.
And see, those lives don't matter. Those lives don't matter.
It does
But
seem that
this-
we know more about other people than we do our own.
Have a good day, Mayor.
Okay. Hey, appreciate it. Seems that's the way we do it. Okay, let me see. What's up, bud?
Good morning, my friend. How you doing today?
Fine.
Let me pull over the side of the road real quick because I don't want to be a phone in my hand. But I just want to talk about the Whitehurst case real quick.
Yes.
And you said, okay, nobody wants to talk about it. But no political leader wants
Right.
to
No,
take care of
no
this.
political leader wants to talk about it.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true.
And let me tell you why.
Okay.
And again, you know about my father's situation.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather was murdered by MPD on December 24, 1931. Okay, anybody that wants to do any kind of research could just do research. Charlie Grayson killed December 24, 1931. And they can read about all that. If the city was to say, okay, we want to take care of the Whitehurst situation. And I think you said that happened, 37 years ago?
No, it happened 1975.
Okay, 50 years. How about going back 93, 94 years? If the city was to acknowledge, okay, there was police misconduct, and clearly there was in the Whitehurst case, and there's clearly in my grandfather's case, the city does not want to be held liable for all the police misconduct that happened over the past 100 years. And so the elected officials understand if you say open the Pandora's box, how many hundreds of millions or billions of dollars would Montgomery be exposed to because of the misconduct of the MPD?
Well, I do believe that there's an amount that statutorily that you give people. But again, have we had that many people killed by the police that we know about? I mean, obviously there have been trauma.
For the past 100 years?
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God!
I mean, I know black folks been screwed, glued, and tattooed, but
and white folks have too.
Yeah.
I mean, understand my grandfather. I mean, hell, he was running. He was a bootlegger in the 30s, and honestly, that's why he was murdered. My grandmother. I'll say, okay, God rest her soul. She was whoring around with the detective that killed him. She made a phone call, and he was killed while he was out making a run with foreign liquor. The detective jumped up on the running board, held a pistol against his chest, and killed him. Honestly, not because he was running liquor. I'm sure more like the detective, like most of the police were getting a kickback, but because he was whoring around with my grandmother. And there's a bunch of other things. That's not the only situation. I mean, we have so much evidence from my grandmother, testimony, her sisters, all the family members. But I digress. The bottom line is the city of Montgomery would never open this case up because you understand Montgomery would be sued to where they could never afford anything. No insurance carrier, even though Montgomery is self-insured, okay, they're self-insured, but for how many billions of dollars? And it's not a black-white issue. It's a grain issue. It's all about the money and the liability that Montgomery would be exposed to if they reopen this case. Because I promise you, the second that they settled the Whitehurst case out of court for money, you best damn believe my family would be bringing a lawsuit against MPD and presenting all the evidence that we have.
Well, almost 100 years ago, that's
What's the difference between 73, 74, whatever the time frame of the Whitehurst is, and 1931? If you're outside the statute of limitations, everything is fair game.
I think we can prove though that his was wrongdoing and color was part of it.
Do you think that's the only case that could be proved
Well, I
of
don't.
wrongdoing?
Well,
Let's go back 20 years. Let's just
Okay.
20 years.
Mhm.
You don't think there's proof that somebody 20 years ago, Todd Road case, all these different instances where MPD
Mhm.
in the police structure has covered up for them, supported them.
Did anybody get
Politicians have done the same thing.
Did anybody get killed in the Todd Road case?
No, they did not. But I'm telling you, I have intimate knowledge of that
Yeah.
through family members that were involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
Not killed, but seriously maimed.
Yeah. And again, that's wrong also. But so we got a crap load of lawyers around here. Even back then, nobody can win a case around here?
No, it's not. Again, it's not that. It's that once you open up liability outside the statute of limitations, then you're screwed from a city or municipality or part of the municipality, the different departments.
Yeah.
I mean, let me ask you this: if you're going to do it with MPD, what about workman's comp?
Oh, I don't know.
If you're outside of workman's comp, I mean, again, once you go down that road, you are messed up.
Right, but here's the problem. When you do things under the color of authority, that's a higher breach of the peace. Workers' comp, that's a person, but under a color of authority, you take a man's life. Even soldiers get court-martialed if they killed the enemy in a certain kind of way and they don't follow the rules. Soldiers who are in battle, getting shot.
Again, I'm not denying that, Kevin, but my question to you is, again, if you're going to go outside the statute of limitations, how far back do you want to go back outside the statute of limitations?
But there is no statute of limitations on murder. They murdered the man.
Okay. Just like my grandfather in 1931.
Right. I mean, I don't know anything about that case or whatever.
I've tried to give it to you.
Yeah.
Numerous times I've tried to give it to you.
Yeah. But 1931, bro, that's almost 100 years ago.
What's the difference? Again, I'm not trying to be an ass.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, if you open that Pandora's box up,
Well,
and you can
listen. Here's what I
how
say.
far back do you want to go?
If I can get the door open, brother, come on in.
Okay, man.
Come on in.
You have a blessed day, sir.
Yeah, if I get the door, if we can get the door open, just come on in. Again, if people are screw glued and tattooed, there needs to be some recompense. But anyway, so much for that. Moving on to other things. Yellow.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Hey, I kind of want to respond to something that you and Bud was talking about. Now, I'm also going to touch. I think that was Simpler Days with the trying to take what I said out of context. But I think Bud has a legitimate case. I really do. And I say this: it sounds like there needs to be a class action lawsuit because. Clear, there's some meat on that bone on what he's saying, and he's talking like he had, if like he got a lot of proof, and he can back a lot of this stuff up. Which we know a lot of stuff here in the city was swept under the rug, but when you got people that has tangible evidence like this, or has a case, it can make a case. I think it needs to be heard. And you're right, the Whitehurst family definitely needs. Something, just to tell them, hey, we're sorry, won't happen again. That's cute cliches ain't finna cut it no more, and you got to be held accountable and responsible for the things that take place, in your city, especially when you're in leadership. You just don't resign, but the city has to be held accountable. That's just the bottom line. But let me zero back in on Simpler Days. He's making a joke of something that's serious. I'm going to continue to say it. The playing field was not leveled. So let me put it to where he can get it. The man's character was assassinated by the people that sat on his juror. That whole town assassinated that young boy's character. They he was deemed a killer. His character was assassinated.
But he was.
His character was. Oh yeah, he was a killer. But would you agree, or is it just me? Was his character assassinated before the trial even started? It's not a hard question.
Well, here's my problem, though.
No, Kevin. All I want you to do is no. I'm going back to my question, and all I want is a yes or no. And then I'll let you give. Wait a minute. Wait. I'll let you give me what you got. All I want you to do. You versus my kids. If I ask you a question, I just want a yes or no.
Yes, Dad.
Was his character assassinated before the trial started?
Well, I don't know what happened in that city, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But here you don't. You heard about it.
Well, I heard about it.
You didn't hear no good things. So once again, was his character assassinated before the trial even started?
Let me ask you a question. If what people say
No, you're not going to ask me to answer a question with a question. I'm asking it for a reason.
Well,
you can't play the mind games with me.
No. I would ask
Was his character assassinated before the trial even started? It's just a simple
if
question.
the things that are said are true to your character, it is not assassination. It is information.
Hold on. Was his character assassinated?
If it was true,
It's just yes or no.
If it was true, no.
So you don't think it was? Apparently, his character was assassinated without them even hearing his side. We heard self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
That was downplayed. But the answer is his character was assassinated before the trial even started. And, we saw the same thing happen here in Montgomery. Do you remember a guy by the name of Mario Woodrow?
Yeah.
Was his character assassinated before the trial even started?
Probably so.
Okay. We heard the cop was dirty. Now, and this is me being fair. I'm not taking a side.
Mm-hmm.
We heard that the cop was dirty. I don't know. We heard that it was a drug deal gone bad. We don't know. But all we knew is that Mario Woodrow ended the life of a cop. Now, before the trial even started, all of this, his character was completely assassinated, even though he had a prior criminal history. Just because you do something, there might be that one time you don't, but in the interest of fairness, the man's character was assassinated before he went in. Just like Aaron Cody Smith. Aaron Cody Smith's name, it was obliterated here in Montgomery. And they got it up to Lee County. And, even they found him guilty. Now, he was in front of a jury of his peers. The only thing that I'm simply saying is that it should have been a change of venue. Then we wouldn't have been able to say anything. But it seems to America, to the people, and I don't care how y'all try to switch it up, dance it up, dress it up, and I'm going to say the same thing again and again and again and again, because unlike you, I'm not bought. Unlike you, I don't care if they like me or don't like me. I'm going to stand on what's right. Black or white, I'm not a racist. If you don't want things to appear to be racist, don't present it to be racist. But it just did not look right. Did he kill the guy? Absolutely. He did not say he did not. The only thing I'm saying is that there should have been a change of a venue. Because the man's character was assassinated. I don't think it was a level playing field.
I think that's the only part of this statement that
don't come agreeing now. You sitting here acting like you can't answer simple questions because you're scared to piss off some people. But
wait a minute,
I put it the way you can get it.
Wait a minute, I'm the freest man in town when it comes to being.
No, man, Kevin. You know what? You gotta stop walking on eggshells. You gotta stop playing both sides of the fence. You scared of white folks. You scared to tell them when they wrong. you would get on that you would get on this thing, you would beat black people like a damn drum, but you are scared to tell folks when they're wrong, and that's why people they handling you the way that they handle you.
I think
I asked you a simple question.
there are no simple questions in this.
The heck it wasn't.
There are no
But
simple questions.
I asked you, what's the man character assassinated? I want you to listen
And
to what
again,
you said.
I don't know if his character in that city was assassinated or not, but it is reasonable to believe. Now, give me a break. Let me say what I got to say. It is reasonable to believe that if a young person takes another young person's life, there's going to be all kinds of things said about it, especially if you go on the internet and see that same young person with AK-47s and with his
Like
buddy.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Same thing. Yeah. So it's easy.
But you know the difference is
What's the difference?
you defended Kyle Rittenhouse, a man, well, a
He
boy,
had a right to
boy.
protect himself.
Hold it. He had a right to protect himself, but hold on. You defend, and now I'm just gonna paint this, and then I'm gonna get off the phone because I don't want you to upset too many of your good Caucasian friends. But it's amazing to me. You jump on the bandwagon. I mean, at the gate against Carmelo, but you jumped into defense mode and still is right now with Kyle Rittenhouse. Now this is the part that catch me.
Wait a minute. Do you
This is
understand
the part
why?
that catch me.
But do you understand why two people can go in the courtroom with the same charge and come out with two different sentences?
Of course, it depends on who can pay the judge the most. But I look at
It's
riddle
called
me this.
mitigation, mitigating circumstances.
Riddle me this, and you don't have to even respond to this thing I'm about to lay out. You jumped on Carmelo. This is what I can't understand. And you knew about as much as his case as you did Kyle Rittenhouse. But you see Kyle Rittenhouse as a patriot. I see that DHR should have intervened because some unfit, ignorant parent took their child to a riot, a 17-year-old. And you said something yesterday. You might not want to add that video no more. You said people can go to fight for their countries at 17.
And they can't.
Yeah, they joined the military,
Right.
but he didn't join no military. He probably just got off his job from Winn-Dixie or whatnot. We don't know, but what we do know is that this protest was taking place not in his neighborhood, not even in his city. This boy's unfit mother, and I wonder where his father was, since you always want to know where the dad is at. I want to know where Kyle Rittenhouse's father was when his mother, with her unfit self, took this boy to a protest and allowed with a gun, took her son to a protest with a gun, and he shot people. I don't care about them attacking him or whatnot. If he hadn't went to the protest, he wouldn't have been involved. It had nothing to do with him. He wasn't law enforcement. So he went somewhere with a gun. That's premeditated. He didn't go there with a gun to direct choir rehearsal.
Actually, he did not take the gun with him. They live on the state line, and he went to his relatives' house, and they had a gun.
Okay, so you mean to tell me look, it's no way around it. The boy got access to a gun. Mama took him to the protest. She wasn't taking him to a relative house.
Access to
She
guns
took
in
him to the
Alabama.
protest. Hold on. She took him to a protest to be a public nuisance, is what I'm seeing. And he ends up shooting not one,
Right.
not two,
They tried to hurt
but
him.
3 people.
They tried to hurt him.
He shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been there. You know what should have happened?
He got a right to be where he wants to be.
Now, and this is what I'm talking about. Notice how you're defending this Caucasian male
No, you're
whose
talking about
mother
you're
put
talking
him in the.
You're talking about constitutional rights and other decisions. done.
Oh, but Carmelo's constitutional rights to a fair trial and a jury of his peers don't mean nothing. But once again, you're proving my point. Keep talking. But Kyle Rittenhouse's mother, who is totally unfit, took her child to a I would call it a riot, because we knew there ain't no such thing as no peaceful protest back in that time right there. So it was.
You remember that march? You remember that march on Washington where Martin Luther King gave that fantastic speech? You know there were young people there.
You might not believe it, but I wasn't even born then. But I was born. I was alive for this.
Look at the movie. Look at the video. There were young people there. You have a right to partake in whatever.
We will go back. I'll go back and watch that. But here's the thing. I'm talking about what I saw. What we lived to see. We lived to see a few things.
Right.
Kyle Rittenhouse's unfit mother, and I'm gonna continue to say it because you like to bash on.
No, he got a right.
Aaron.
He got a right to defend himself.
His unfit mother, who DHR should have stepped right on in. Clearly, you ain't got good sense. You done took your child to a protest, and he done gained access to a gun, and he done shot 3 people, and 1 or 2 died. I mean, unfit.
Okay.
Mother made a decision to take her child to that protest.
Just because
He wasn't.
Wait, just because you keep saying that. Just because you keep saying that, don't make you right.
No, I'm gonna keep saying it because it is right. She's unfit, and if it had been black, you'd have probably been leading the charge down there to get her to strip her of her parental rights. But I asked you this question: where was Kyle's father?
I think
because you had a lot to say about.
I think that's
Carmelo.
I think that's a great. That's a great question. I don't know where I didn't, because we historically see. I worry about the kids more importantly that look like me than I worry about other kids, because the kids that look like me, kids that look like
I'm glad you said that.
And are getting in trouble.
So this boy here, he came out of a 2-parent home.
Last night we got somebody killed in Montgomery again. It happens every week.
We did right down Texas Street.
So
and guess what?
Yeah,
he was raised in a 2-parent home.
Okay, and we still killing.
You feel the dog came out too?
The man that got
killed last night came out of a 2-parent home.
Yeah, again, this is not about the 2-parent home.
And guess what? He wasn't even a bad child.
Right.
He's not a bad man. He wasn't a bad man at all. This is kind of
which makes this even worse now. It makes it even worse because
and guess what? His life definitely mattered. But he was, before you slander his name, because I know how y'all do.
Anybody's name.
This man came out of a 2-parent home, and as a matter of fact, I want to say he was going. He didn't finish state, but I think he was in some kind of a college. So, what?
I didn't say anything. I'm just saying it's too much killing going on, and until somebody becomes,
you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
Well, I already did something about it. I made sure my 2 boys wasn't out there killing anybody.
Okay, but you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
But
you're not trying to be a liaison to help nobody.
I did help somebody. I made sure 2 boys wasn't out there in those streets killing anybody.
I got you beat. I got 5, and none of them have been arrested. But guess what, Kev?
You did a good job.
But hold on. Thank you, but my job is not quite done yet. Okay. I got 2 more. I'm getting out of high school and getting into college. But here's the thing.
And you doing what you're supposed to do. You doing what you're supposed to do.
Right, but I don't stop with just mine. I also reach out to others.
I don't have the responsibility of others. That ain't my job.
No, you don't have the mindset to. You don't have the heart to.
It was tough.
Let's just be honest.
It's tough enough getting your own. It's tough enough raising.
So let me get this straight. What you're gonna do is raise yours and ignore theirs. Is that what you're doing? And then you're expecting it to change?
Wait a minute. They're supposed to take care of theirs.
Sometimes, let me ask you this. So you grew up in a house with your mother, right? No father.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Was it just your mother, the only one that kind of helped, got you on the right path, or did you have some people here and there, like maybe a teacher, maybe somebody?
Neither one. I was lost as a sheep at night. Neither one.
So nobody, no teacher played no type of, no uncle, no aunt, no nothing.
Nope. Not at all.
Well, in most families, black and white, I think even your Caucasian listeners will agree, we've had people from outside of the family that have stepped in, said that, hey, look, I wouldn't do this if I was you. Don't go out there and smoke that.
Let me rephrase that. There's one man that changed my whole attitude about life. But I didn't meet him till I joined the Army. Okay, named
Okay.
Command Sergeant Major. What is his name?
So
He got me straight. So there's all but not when I was coming up. No.
okay, well, even then, somebody saw fit to pour something into your life to change your whole
Right.
POV,
Yeah.
even at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just like somebody poured into yours,
Mm-hmm.
you have an obligation to pour into somebody else's.
I don't know if I got
And they
an
don't have to be
obligation in
blood.
that. I don't know if I
You,
got
you
an
do. I
obligation.
mean, because you don't die with the wisdom you have, however much it is, when you can pour it into somebody else
Mhm.
and help them along this journey.
Mhm.
Doc,
Yeah.
there's not a child, a young man, a young lady I won't speak life into.
Oh, I'll speak.
Because you
Somebody
know
ask me
what?
a question. I'll give them my.
They don't have to ask you a question. I mean, sometimes they
Well,
just,
man,
you know,
let me go. Let me go. The elk at night thing has been going on for 20.
okay, yeah, I done chewed you long enough. All right.
All right. But I appreciate that. I don't agree with that. That everybody's your uncle and all that stuff. I don't go along with that. Dr. Joe.
Okay, Kevin, it's getting a little bit repetitive, me coming on your show and claiming somebody lied, but your buddy, who was that just on?
That was Pastor Nick.
Yeah, your buddy Willie Knight lied. This is what you call ass facts. He got those facts that he said out of his ass. Kyle Rittenhouse' mom did not drive him to Kenosha, number one. And number two, his friend Dominic Black drove him to the protests. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's complete ass facts. Listen, I have watched the video and I have seen nearly the entire trial. It's all on YouTube, Pastor Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So go get your facts straight. Get rid of your ass facts. Get your head out of your ass and read and watch videos. Then maybe you'll know the truth. Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, then. Appreciate that. Okay, yeah. I do not have the time or the inclination to try to disregard. I only worry about the things that I worry about. I can't worry about everything else. Yes, Don.
Well, I missed out. When did we got the the constitutional reverend there? When was Carmela denied a change of venue?
I guess they didn't ask for one.
Yeah. If you don't ask for one, you don't get one, do you?
No. Yes, you do. And I said,
As far as all that crap about his character being, the jury is instructed. They only deal with what happened under that tent today. What Carmelo's done the rest of his life had nothing to do with it. You know, there was Negroes that was under that tent that testified that
Yes.
Carmelo
yes.
was the aggressor.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyer pulled out one guy that said he was under the tent, I believe. And you know what he said?
Mm.
Camarlo was the aggressor. You know, and it's amazing. Rittenhouse had no right to be in Kenosha. Did all those rioters, burners, looters, and stuff have a right to be in Kenosha? I ain't heard him ask them why were they there. And the guy that pointed a gun at his head, did he have a right to have a gun pointing at his head? He was a felon.
Mm.
And let me get to one last thing. I know you ain't gonna listen to this, but maybe you could get your Joe Jr. out there. You can't give money to an individual, taxpayer money.
You're absolutely right, but you can give it to a nonprofit
No,
organization.
you can't. No,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
won't listen.
You
You
can't.
gotta. It's federal lawsuit. You gotta have something.
I
You
got
can't
this
just
from
say,
a
"Oh, he
CPA.
was wrong. We're gonna give him money."
I got this from a CPA. You can give the money
Get
to a
Joe Jr. to call in and tell you that.
Okay.
I don't know who carrier you got it from. Half the people you get stuff from is made up. But you can't just give taxpayer money away.
You can give it to a nonprofit.
No,
Yeah, you can.
you can't just give it away. He's not settling a lawsuit. He's not anything.
Mm.
Could they just give me money?
You can get money.
Could they just give me money?
Wait a minute. All those years I gave away computers.
I don't care about all those years.
Wait a minute. I went
You
down
know,
to
I'm
the
like
city
Bud.
council.
I had an uncle that was murdered by the police in Montgomery. Didn't get a damn dime from it.
Okay.
Unarmed, shot dead.
Well,
That's the way life is.
you didn't fight it?
How am I gonna fight it?
Did he do?
I'm
Was
like
he wrong?
6 years old.
What
What do you fight?
you owe?
You're talking about a different time.
Was he
It's
wrong?
like fighting OJ.
Was he wrong?
Did they fight OJ when he got off?
They found him innocent.
Let me just put it to you one last time. I know you're not going to listen because you don't want to hear it. Maybe you're getting money off the Whitehurst thing. I don't know.
Not a dime,
But you cannot give taxpayer money to just somebody because you want to.
Okay.
And think he was wrong.
Wait.
You got to settle a suit. You got to follow the law.
That's not
you
true.
can't do it.
I used to
The
get
last
money
mayor
all
told
the
you
time.
that.
Wait a minute.
They looked at it.
No, I got money
You
all
got a
the time.
Negro mayor in there today. Give him money. Tell him to give money.
Now, you be quiet for a second. I got money all the time from the city council to give those computers away to people every year. For
Whole different thing.
I gave
And
it
you
away.
didn't get it. You got money from the council men.
Right.
You didn't get it from the city.
The money they got comes from the city.
Yeah. They have liberty in what they want to. Well, go you get whatever District Whitehurst. Get that councilman to give him all his money.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on
You
it.
can do that.
I'm working on it.
Well, call Joe Jr. and just ask him, could his brother just give Whitehurst money because he thinks he was done wrong?
Wait, we don't think
Call
he
Joe
was
Jr.
done
and have
wrong.
him tell you that.
We don't think he was done wrong. He was murdered.
No, he wasn't murdered.
Yes, he was. They shot
Who
him
was
in the back.
convicted of murder?
Oh,
was
well,
convicted of
well,
murder?
back in those days, white people didn't get convicted of killing black
No,
people.
that's bullshit. What it was is you may not like the law at that time.
Yeah.
But they had the right to shoot him because he was running. It's not a good law, but they had
He
it right.
always ran from them because he was scared.
Yes, because he was a low-level crook. He was a boyer. He peeked in rooms.
Okay. I don't know anything about that. I know you shouldn't die by the police. What's up?
My friend,
Yeah.
listen, I normally do not call back, but I love the fact that folks are bringing up Rittenhouse. And let me tell you why. This is literally the most perfect example for comparison and contrast. And let's walk through these different things. Okay. Anthony was on school grounds with a weapon that was prohibited by state law, a knife. You cannot bring it onto school property.
Mm.
Rittenhouse had a legally owned rifle on public property. Okay, so that's the first difference. The next thing is, who was the aggressor? You had 15 witnesses, we had 13 by the state, 2 by the defense, and all 15, even the defense's own witnesses said that Anthony was the aggressor. So what about Rittenhouse? We have videos where Rittenhouse ran through these streets being followed by 20 plus people trying to get away. And so what was the end result? Rittenhouse was hit in the head with a skateboard. He was in the street. He was on his knees. And so what he did was, who did he shoot? He shot 3 people. 2 were convicted sexual felons. They were prohibited from having a firearm, but they had a firearm. So, I mean, look in Alabama, stand your ground law. Okay, you don't have to run, but he did. You're being confronted by 2 convicted felons that should not have a firearm, but he was. He had been attacked physically. Compared to that, to Austin Metcalf. Standing there. So is there a question he shoved? Maybe he pushed? Who knows? Is that the same as being chased by convicted felons in possession of firearms? No. I mean, should your son, both of them, appear to be great young men? I met the youngest. I know he's a fine young man. Does he have not the right to defend himself?
That he does.
And so,
Anybody else?
Yeah. So for people to bring up Rittenhouse, please bring up Rittenhouse all day long, because you can compare and contrast. Somebody trying to run away, someone only takes force once they are forced in a corner and they cannot, versus Anthony, who was the aggressor, that had a weapon that he should not and could not legally own at the time at a school ground. So please continue to bring it, folks. Compare and contrast Rittenhouse versus Anthony.
And with that, I got to take my 3-minute break. Time for some milk. Got to go get my milk because I need a refreshment. So we'll be back uno momento. So don't you guys go into place, okay? Because we'll be back in a minute. Alrighty then, we're back. I had to take my break. You know, right here. See, you know, I love this right here. You get this. That's Sprite cherry. Okay. No more calls. Done. We done. 1 per hour. We done. And you can call me back tomorrow. Call me back Monday. Anyway, I got to stick by the rules. Okay. So 1 call per hour, and that's it. Now give somebody else a chance to call it. Somebody else may have a thought or a thought-provoking thought, make us want to think or something like that. Okay, we're not going there, Don. So listen to the 1 per hour. I give you all the time you need, but other than that, we good. We need to hear somebody else. And again, as we told you earlier today, another shooting last night. Rittenhouse family was unfit. I don't know. I don't really care about that. Uh, that's all it takes to keep your mouth shut. What does that mean? What is that? I have not tried Sprite Zero. It's actually good stuff. Okay. Yes, sir.
My second call of the second hour.
Well, it's
Uh,
one call per hour, but yeah, okay.
So I had a call the first hour, so I get a call the second hour.
Oh yeah, we good.
Okay.
What's going on?
For the good preacher, do we remember the Kobe Bryant case?
You talking about the one where the woman said he had did something?
Yeah, the woman said he raped her,
Right.
and high profile case, and they put her picture all over the news, talked about her like she was a dog prior to the case. I mean, it goes on in all types of criminal cases, just not that case. But anyway, and somebody has to ask for a change of venue, and I think they've got a great appeal, just me, on inadequate counsel. I think the attorney that they got all that money, I think they screwed up. They got a bad attorney.
I don't know how you win that, even if Jesus Christ was your attorney. How do you?
Well, you might want to put him on the stand and let the jury see the sincerity in his face, and you might want to put him in the sentencing phase and let them see his sincerity and what type of kid he is. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But let me give the preacher some information about the Mario Woodward case involving a veteran, a person that fought for this country in he was on two different deployments. But Keith House, I saw him that morning. I was in the evidence room getting a piece of evidence out to go to court, and he walks in. That's where you used to have to get the ticket books.
Mm-hmm.
And he was getting a ticket book out, and he said to me, asked me about domestic violence. I said, Keith, if there's something on your mind, or you want to come over there, won't you put in a letter? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I said, well, you'll never know unless you put it in. I said, but come talk to me. And that was at about 7:30 or quarter to late. And around 10:30 or 11, at the request of the citizens in the neighborhood in North Montgomery, right there off North Decatur Street, he was writing an OT traffic deal where he was to write traffic tickets. Well, they sent him down there based on citizen complaints that they're running up and down the street. The kids can't play in the street because there's no sidewalks down there. So he sees Mario. It's on camera. There's no unknowns about it. It's on his camera in his car. He sees Mario speeding down the street. So he engages a traffic stop. He didn't even get out with the ticket book in his hand to write him a ticket. He was probably going to give him a verbal warning because that's the way Keith was. But Mario was suspect in another murder case in North Montgomery. He'd been to trial on a murder case where a female had gotten shot over on Hall Street, but the witness at the last minute that fingered him decided not to testify because Mario had a lot of power. So Keith gets out of the car, no ticket book in hand, comes up to the window, and as he reaches in for his driver's license, Mario pulls a gun out, shoots him in the jaw. The bullet travels down through his spine and paralyzes him. He falls down on the ground, struggling. And Mario, not just on camera, but by a witness sitting on a porch, saw him get out of the car and shoot him 4 more times while he's laying on the ground. Those are some of the details of the Mario Woodward case. It wasn't any drug deal gone bad. One that he was picking. He was sent down there on the request of citizens to slow the traffic down on that street. And Mario knew that he was a suspect in another murder case in North Montgomery. And that's the reason he shot. And then the girl that was with him, they got her in Atlanta, and she lied and tested under oath. She lied, and she was convicted and given a lengthy sentence, virtually. But that's just some of the facts of the Mario Woodward case. But let's not forget Keith House. He was a veteran of two deployments and came back to Montgomery, Alabama to get killed. Have a good day, Mayor.
Yeah, appreciate it. And thank you for giving us a backstory on that, because I didn't know what the story was. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Somebody just called me. I'm going to call. See, I got the ability to call people back when they call. And if I can't get to them, let me see now. Who was that just called? Okay, then. Let me see. There they are right there. Let me see. See, I'm the only talk show to call you back. You know what I'm saying? I'll call you back. We'll see what you need there.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Okay, well, sorry about that. I guess they couldn't get to the telephone. Oh, da-da-da. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the greatest podcast in history of America.
Very nice. Well, this comment is about the Carmelo Anthony case, just giving a little bit of perspective. I think that, obviously this is a case where I'm sure everyone wishes everyone had walked away, because someone's dead and someone else is going to prison for 35 years. But I think some context is important when it comes to this case, in that if the kid.
You still there? I lost her. Well, she's got to call back there. Oh, okay. I lost you. You back?
Can you hear me?
Now,
yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Now I can. Mm-hmm.
I think that there's some perspective needed in this case, in that if the Anthony kid was in the wrong tent, it wasn't the job of a fellow student to eject him. Like, that's a major problem. That's something where you call a school administrator, you call staff, etc. My understanding is that this was a district level track meet of the sort, where everyone sort of had the right to be there. And it seems that this became a case about, I think, testosterone over who can belong somewhere or who needs to be somewhere, etc. But, unfortunately, I think that the Anthony kid did not meet the level of force that he exerted, did not meet the circumstances. And because of that, somebody is dead. And that's a big deal. Like, he's never coming back from that. But I think that there's a larger perspective of where sometimes people feel that, white people sometimes feel like they have the authority to tell Black people or police Black people about where they go and what they do, when it's not necessarily their job. Call an authority figure and tamp down the, aggression on both sides, to where you can tell somebody what to do. You're a fellow student, just like Anthony was. It's not your place to eject him. It's not your place to tell him to leave or et cetera, whether the kid was aggressive or not. And reportedly he was. Reportedly there's 13 witnesses that were called that said he was the primary aggressor. But everybody could have stood down in this situation. And certainly the person who brought a knife to a school event could have done so and did not have to meet that level of, a potential threat with that level of force. And because of that, somebody's dead.
And you brought up something that me and a couple, even a lawyer said, what we had was a contest of machismo. Who's toughest, who the biggest, who the baddest. and which is something
Right.
that young men especially do all the time. And at this time it was just taken a little bit too far. Again, the testosterone level, mine's bigger than yours, or whatever the case may be, and that's how we ended up here, and it just led to a bevy of perfect mistakes. But
Correct.
I didn't look at it the way you, but right. Both of them should have went to somebody else. Said, listen, I think this should not be going. And see, every once in a while, women actually do impose a little logic and reason in their conversation. I appreciate that.
Oh, come on.
Listen, I mean,
We are perfectly logical creatures, and I would say men are far more emotional than women because, most of
man,
the
you're
time
right.
when
That's
women get killed, it's by a man. So I think that's a label that needs to get taken off of women because you all are clearly the emotional one.
Okay, well, that's because if y'all had stopped giving us all that drug while we was in school, talking about we was hyperactive, we wouldn't be so feminine.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm just with you. Thank you for giving a different perspective, and let's call often because it's nice to hear a different voice.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And she was right. It was about two guys, two bulls in the same room, and there wasn't enough air. And that's true. So they just. Well, whoever instigated. Listen, young men will always instigate things. It's just a shame that this young man bought that knife with him. A fight would have broke out. It would have. Somebody would have broke it up. Bam! You go your way. You go your way. But when you inject a deadly weapon into an otherwise civilized case, then that's what's again. This is all on Carmelo. This is all on him. Okay, it is not. Kids have been fighting in schools since the beginning of time. Okay, I fought in school, and if you was any kind of male, you fought in school. Okay, now some of y'all ran to the bathroom. Okay, I understand that. I didn't run to the bathroom. I ran through the fence, through a certain fence on the school ground that I was small enough to get through, and I know most of those guys couldn't get through it. So that's what I did. I talked smack and then I ran. Okay, I'm just saying. Some people talk smack and they think they're big enough to beat the guy, and you're not. It's a terrible. Two families are hurt this morning, and they'll be hurt for a long time. Yes.
Yeah, man. I tell you, boy, you got the hotline this morning, don't you?
So what's up?
Huh?
Yeah, we doing pretty good.
He gonna ask me what's up. I want to talk about this one.
Oh, really?
Yes, I like to talk about this subject matter here. Oh, Pastor Knight put you in your place though, because he said you sound like his kids.
Just because
you won't
talk fast don't make you right.
You won't answer no question though. Kevin, what color these individuals that shot each other or got killed last night in Montgomery?
Now, really, do you gotta ask?
What color were they?
Do you have to ask?
I'm just asking you. I know what color they were.
Yeah, you and I know.
How you know what color they were?
Because it's where we live and it's our culture. I know. There's a 99% chance.
What color? What color was that baby that got killed in Selma a couple weeks ago, 3:00 in the morning?
Yeah, I don't know.
What color was that baby?
I don't know.
What color was that baby in Selma?
I don't know.
3:00 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning when he got killed.
Chances
2 years old.
Chances are it happened in the hood.
So these local things that's going on, how is it that people travel all across the country to Texas to this case? What color was those individuals?
Yeah. I mean, go ahead and make your point, though. I know where you're going, but go ahead and make your point.
I'm trying to make the point that you guys always preaching to us talking about race doesn't matter. We shouldn't see color anymore. take away critical race theory and all this, and no black this, no white that, and we don't see color anymore. That's what we've been told, haven't we, Kevin? Huh?
Well, to say you don't see color would be a lie. I mean, we all see color.
No. You guys preach it up, telling black people.
I said everything that happens to us, though, is not because of your color. It's because
I'm talking about this. I'm talking about. You tell us in 2026 that black people need to move on. Don't look back and don't pay attention to race because everybody love you, and all the conservatives love you, and they go to church every Sunday. You got these churches on every corner, and they love God. They love all people.
It's culture, but it's not color.
But
it's culture.
Well, you talk well. The culture. I'm gonna use your term. This culture we live in, where people doesn't see color anymore, as you tell us.
Not the way
we don't need to see color anymore, Kevin. 2026, we don't need to. But as I listen to these radio shows and different people, I told you I hadn't kept up with the Kamala Anthony thing because there's a basketball player got the same name. Hell, I think it was him at one point.
That's what I thought it was too. So.
Okay, so I didn't take interest in this case the last couple of days and pay attention to it, and I found out that there was a white boy that was killed. Okay.
Yeah.
The baby himself was a little black kid that was killed.
And again,
I hadn't heard any other locals. I hadn't heard any other locals talk about these babies that they love so much.
Because it's culture. We're so used to it happening.
Call it what you want, Kevin. But when it happens to somebody white. White people get upset
because whites don't.
They claim they want crime down all over the city. Okay, they interested in the people getting killed. They have sympathy for the people who getting killed. But hell no, they do not. They do not, Kevin, because it's not the white victim.
Wait a minute. We cannot stop our young black men from killing.
That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that people as individuals. I'm talking about. All the white people that called in this morning taking up for the white boy.
Who's doing the shooting?
You along with the white people taking up for the white boy.
Who's doing the shooting, brother? In the street.
I'm talking about take color out of it. My point is take color out of it. If you interested in crime, don't be selective on your crime, Kevin. Like I hate to use that woman over and over again, but the lady that got shot in front of East End Mall, we didn't hear a damn thing about crime until she got shot. She was white. Okay? So don't get upset, damn it, because she's white.
And who shot her?
Huh?
Who shot her?
That shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. If somebody lost their child.
It don't
matter. You claim, but these saying no, hell no. Everybody the same, and y'all told us be colorblind. Damn, I want to be colorblind right now. Can I be colorblind and say that you guys shouldn't go to damn Texas looking for a fair trial for a white boy when you got a baby that got killed in Selma? Y'all don't give a damn about that one, Calvin.
Wait a minute.
That's a child too. That's a baby that y'all love. Y'all wants to get the public school all straightened out because the Negro kid.
Hold on 1 second. If you don't believe that everybody was concerned about that child, then you don't have the sense God gave a turkey. Okay. But the first people that have to be concerned are the people who live in that community.
You ain't cut Bud them off. You ain't block them. You let them talk, but you want to argue with me, see? You want to argue with me, don't you?
You won't give a brother a chance to get in.
You let them, you was quiet in the house mouse. Hell, when they was talking.
Well, they're talking sense. Sometimes you talk craziness.
Oh, there ain't no craziness. I'm just making sense that you guys preachers, you go up to this white church every Sunday and claim you love God and love babies, but you're not concerned about that baby in Selma that got shot.
I didn't know what color the baby, but I had a good idea.
You didn't do no damn. You probably knew what time that color that white boy was in Texas that got killed. You knew what color he was.
Hold. Give me a second. The problem with us as a culture of people at the moment, especially young people.
You to speak for yourself.
Is that they do it so often that we have become immune emotionally to the act of violence.
So what you saying is, long as Negroes killing each other in Montgomery, white folks are happy with it? What you trying to tell me?
Did I say that? I don't think nobody's have.
I'm cutting through the chase on this and thing because my point is to you. So you keep on trying to pin me up with this damn cultural talk, trying to sidetrack me. I'm speaking. No, I'm keeping it raw. Damn it, because you want to sidetrack me. Can I keep it raw?
No.
Can I keep it raw? My rawness is the fact that you guys sit here. I'm gonna hear a lot of white folks complain about the crime in the city,
and they got a right to complain about it.
But only time they complain is
okay. Listen. Because you put a bunch of words together and spew a bunch of propaganda doesn't make you right.
Why you keep doing that to me, dude?
Because you won't shut up and give nobody else a chance to say nothing.
Well, go say something. You trying to sit here and school me on talking about some damn culture? Move beyond that damn culture. Then we make
no.
Go ahead.
No. That is our problem. Our culture right now in this country and in the hood is kill.
What they got to? But you hadn't answered my question. Though. See, you keep going back. I like my boy. So you like this damn 2-year-old kid at the house.
What is the question? Give me the
my question was, sir, why is it there that the citizens in Montgomery? I'm gonna speak about the ones I hear complain the most, because they say the mayor should stop this damn crime. Most of the white citizens in Montgomery doesn't get upset about an individual getting killed. Okay, they talk about the fact when they hear about somebody got shot, they kill each other again. They don't do the investigation like I said about the kid in Selma. You didn't investigate on that one to see why this 2-year-old baby got killed.
What can we do about it after it happens?
2-year-old baby.
What can we do about it after it happens?
Well, damn it, talk about like you're talking about the boy in Texas. Every time a white person gets shot, let's talk about them kill, huh? But let's talk about it other than the times when whites get shot.
Did you go to Selma?
I took interest in that.
No. Did you go to Selma?
No.
Okay,
no, I didn't have to go to Selma. No. See, but what I'm saying, see how you did you go?
Let me say it again. It's a shame and a disgrace to humanity when a child gets killed by some thug, some outrageous person. It's a disgrace. But what are we to do about it? It is culture.
Kevin,
Duke.
Kevin, you call see that's your escape. But when you sitting here talking about Roundhouse or whatever the boy name that had that rifle going down the street, when you talk about the white boy that got killed down in Texas, you didn't mention culture.
Their culture is
that black boy didn't do that. That black boy didn't do that because of culture.
Hey, here's what I want you to do. Yes, he did. He was on
the
internet with AK-47 and all.
So the white guy. White guy ride around with damn guns in their pickup truck.
They've been doing that since I was in high school.
That's what I'm talking about. So people had guns all the time. You had a right to carry guns.
We did not shoot each other the way we doing it now.
Yeah. But my point is, you're not answering my question, sir.
Anyway, I got it right.
Why is it? See, you got to give me a real answer. That damn.
I'll give it to you next week. And again, also, what's going on with the sanitation department? The mayor had the police come down there and search all the trucks, I guess, and all that stuff. What's going on down there? I don't know, but I'll find out. But police show up down there and like they're ice. I think we had every police car in town at the sanitation department. So somebody must got a tip or something. I don't know, but. So that's what's going on down. I'm sure we're going to find out why they were down there. Like my good friend Dan Morris says, in the fullness of time, we'll find out everything. Anyway, my time is up. Unless I can take one more call if you want to call in and give me. But Duke, man, you got to take a breath every once in a while. Let somebody else get something in there for a second. There's none of us, when we hear about a child that dies out of the stupidity of others, we don't feel something. It's a shame and a disgrace. but it is culture. It is culture, 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 culture. What is culture? Well, look that word up, okay? And you'll find out. You'll find out why I'm always saying culture. It is those things that we accept in our communities as a normal process, as a means of living. It becomes part of our culture. Like the stupid haircuts our young men walk around with now, looking like fools. Okay. Now, you know who started some of that? What's that rapper name that's married to Beyonce? He looked like an idiot. Okay, but now he's sporting an afro, so I can live with the afro. But the hairdos we're running around with, and you want people to take us seriously. Okay. Hey, it's culture. Okay. Walk around. And Alabama's culture initially, when everybody could walk around with a gun, that's a shame and a disgrace. You know, we ought not have everybody walk around with a gun. I'm all right with concealed weapons, but I think you ought to make everybody get a license who carries one. This thing, I don't know who came up with this idea that we don't need to know who's walking around with a weapon. It's got to be one of the dumbest pieces of legislation ever put out in any state. I don't know who came up with this, but now all we did was take a 5'6" guy and make him feel like he was 6'5" because he got a gun in his pocket. Now I ain't scared of nobody. I can shoot everybody, anybody, one time or 14 times in a second. It's culture. How do we change that culture is the question that is on the table. Or can we ever change it? Okay? Can we ever change it? I don't know. Why you not talking about capitalize? What? You not going to do anything about it? Why talk trying to capitalize on it? Again, all we can do is talk. Maybe somebody will listen. You know, I don't know. Maybe some young person will want to go pick up a gun, change his mind because he heard us on the radio or he heard us on the podcast. Maybe he won't do it. I don't know. All we can do is talk. We can't live in everybody's house. We can't live in everybody's house and raise everybody else's kids. If every man raises his own kid, that takes care of the problem right there. Unfortunately, we have men who have shriveled up balls because they forgot what to do with them. And God gave you them balls because it makes you different from a woman. And although we do have some men walking around like acting like a woman, if you got a set between your legs, you're not one. And so we all start acting like them. But you know, hey, that ain't my call. I'm not having no more babies, none of that stuff. So, you know, it's culture. That's what it is. Every time I'm in the house and I hear something about somebody getting shot on TV, I don't even turn around. You know why I don't turn around? Because I know there's a 95% chance that whoever got shot was black and whoever did the shooting was black. I'm surprised when it's a white guy. But they do it too, just not the way we do. Okay. Well, my time is up. I thank you for yours. I got to go Ubering today, okay? So I got to go out and get in the car and go Ubering and make a couple of dollars, you know. I actually love doing it. Just don't pay nothing, but I actually like meeting people. I meet some weird people sometimes. But I meet some very important, influential people also. So it's an interesting job, but I won't do it much longer. It was just I got to find me a radio job. But until then, the podcast will do well. Anyway, again, let me tell you about our sponsor, which of course is one of our sponsors today is One Stop Wireless, located on the corner of Coliseum Boulevard, as well as Atlanta Highway, right in the Shell gas station right there. You can go down there and see if you need a phone, they got one. They also got a thing you can put in your car, put in your house, portable internet, okay? You know, big box. And while you guys going on vacation this year, you can always take that box with you, put it in the car, and everybody can be on the internet, and you ain't got to worry about nobody bothering you. Are we there yet? You don't have to do that. So go down to One Stop Wireless, located at 3445 Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. You can't beat it. It's a great place to go. 320-2988. They got iPhones, they got Samsung phones, they got Motorola phones, they got Google phone, all kind of things. And if you don't have a phone, they got some phones they give you. Of course, you must qualify for the free phone. Okay, but they got some down there if you want to go down there and see them about it. But here's another thing. Let's say you got phones in your house already. You ain't paid AT&T or Verizon. You ain't paid them, but you still got the phone. There's a good chance they can take that phone and put that phone on their system. So you don't have to necessarily buy a phone. If you take your phone down there to One Stop Wireless, they can put you on their system, and it works just as good as anybody else's. They use the same towers at AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. They all use the same towers. Okay, I took my phone all the way to South Bend, Indiana with me, and guess what? It worked the whole way. And that was 5 years ago. So I know 6 years ago. So I know it'll work now. Okay, go down there, tell them you need a phone, tell them you heard about them on the station here. Okay, well, not the station. I'm not on radio anymore. On the podcast, the Elkins was talking about them. Please go by and see them. 320-2988, 320-2988, 3445 Atlanta Highway, which is right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard, right in that gas station that's ever. Go down there. If nothing else, go down there and tell them you heard about them. And then when you need a phone, you're going to make sure that they are given first consideration for your phone things. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to do that. Also, if you got computer problems, you got a virus, you want to get out of the house, you want to take it to a competent store, a competent place where they know exactly what they're doing. They don't overcharge you, but they do a great job. And I work with them sometimes down at the store too. And it's called Montgomery Computer Services. 277-6902. Especially if you're in a business and you haven't changed your computers for a long time, you might want to think about letting them come over, look at your system. If you got raids, if you have servers that you're using 15, 20-year-old software that won't run in Windows 11, because Windows 11 won't let you do a lot of things. They can make, if it's possible, they can make what's called a virtual computer. They can take your computer with all the new software on it and hit a button, and it'll turn into an older computer environment. So it's a great thing. Ask some guys about that stuff. And here's another thing. You want a discount? Tell them you heard about them. The discount word is Elkman. Elkman, Elkman, Elkman. Or tell them you heard about it on the podcast, and that's a discount, and they will give you a discount. Tell them you heard it on this show right here, and you will get a break on the price. Okay? Again, that's Montgomery Computer Services, located at 5141 Atlanta Highway, right next to Healthwise Food and the barbershop they got up there, and Geico, whatever they got up there. So they got Progressive, somebody's up there too. But forget about them. Okay, he's up there. Ask either for Tyler, Crystal. Crystal's like the first sergeant around there. She runs things. Gavin, which is a technician, and Mason, they're technicians down there. They are good people, folks. Good people. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay. Matter of fact, this is one of the few people in town that's smarter than I am when it comes to computer stuff. Okay. I'm pretty smart though. I'm not too dumb, but I'm just getting to the point that I only want to work on a couple of people's computers and not everybody's. But call me. But call those guys. And now, if you want it done at your house, call them guys, and they'll send me out to your house, and we'll take care of whatever problems you got. If you're disabled, you can't get the computer up there, I don't mind coming and get it for you. Take it to the store. Let them take care of it for you. Bring it back to you and set it back up for you. Because I work with them part time when I ain't doing my own thing, but I'm not Ubering. Okay. So anyway, that is Montgomery Computer Services. There's a discount waiting for you. All you have to do is say, I heard it on Kevin's show or Elkman, either or. Just tell them that, and they're going to give you a discount on something. I don't know exactly how much they're going to give, but they're going to give you something. No, okay? Again, Montgomery Computer Services, 277-6902, 277-6902, 5141 Atlanta Highway, right next to Healthwise Food, Progressive, that on top of the hill. If you go on the left, if you're coming from downtown, if you're coming from the mall or the old mall, Eastern Mall, they're on the right. Okay. Go see them. And it may be time to upgrade your computers. Okay. Do it now. Do it now, because if you wait until later, this stuff is going up. Okay. Do it now. It's time. If your computer is over 10 years old, yeah, it's time to upgrade. Okay. Anyway, I got to go. Anyway, that's Montgomery Computer Services, 277-6902, 277-6902. And of course, again, we have, we got One Stop Wireless, and their number again is 320-2988, 320-2988. Good folks, I'm telling you. Let's do business with local people, so when we need something, when things get tight, when things go wrong, they can help us also. Okay? So have a great day. Have a good weekend. I ain't gonna be here tomorrow. I'm gone. And the 4th of July weekend, yeah, I'm taking the whole week off. I'm just gonna take some time and I'm gonna get on the Greyhound bus and I'm just gonna ride. I don't want to drive. I want to ride. Just want to ride. Take my phone with me, and I want to go up near. I think I may take a trip to Washington State. I haven't been in Washington in years, and hang out on Fort Lewis for a minute. Yeah, it'd take me 5 days to get there though. But I don't care. I'm just gonna take a ride and go up there. Okay, that way I don't got to do no. And I love Spokane. I love Spokane. I mean, what a great place. And I love the rain. I love the water. I just love Washington State. If I ever get my feet back on ground up there, I'm probably going to be buried there. I love that place. It is just a fantastic environment to live in. Seattle, not so much, but every other part of Washington is pretty good. Tacoma, Puyallup, and all them places, nice place. Anyway, I got to go. I can talk forever, so let me go. I'm going. I'm finna go right now. Okay. I'm like Energizer battery. I just keep on going. Just keep on going. Just keep on going. And just keep on going. I got to learn how to shut up. That was the first sergeant used to tell me all the time. Elkins, you need to shut up. Okay. So right now, I'm going to take his advice and I'm going to shut up right now. Okay. But remember this. It is not the falling down that gives us the strength. It is getting up each and every time we do. In the mountains of your life, that's exercise for the climb. Don't fear the mountain. Just prepare for the climb. Good morning to you. Have a great day. And a night too. Yeah. Or whatever. Okay, I gotta be quiet. I gotta go. Okay, I gotta go. I just gotta go. I'm feeling kind of sad now. The hour's over, and I'm feeling kind of sad. Now I gotta go talk to myself. All right, then. Keep getting up. Falling is okay. Keep getting up. I see your grace. Every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in